and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about the ongoing Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, which is making headlines nowadays, and daily you will be able to see this topic in the newspaper, and then we'll be knowing that why the country Armenia and Azerbaijan are fighting with each other. So first of all, let us understand the timeline. First, we'll be looking at the news, then what is Nagorno-Karabakh region, what is the background of its conflict, what is the recent situation, India's position on it, and in the end, prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies Paper 2, that is International Relations, and from GS 1, that is Geography Map. From exam perspective, you should be able to know, first of all, about the location of the Nagorno-Karabakh, which country are involved in it, and from mains perspective, what is India's stance or India's position on the conflict. So let's begin. And the headline talks about the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, history, India's response. So Nagorno-Karabakh is a region. I will just be showing you the map to you also. India's position or India's response. This is a topic, or this is a topic from this video which becomes very important from mains perspective. This is not going to be asked in the prelims, but in the mains perspective, this is what is going to be asking the UPSC. Now let's begin. So majorly whenever we hear the word Nagorno-Karabakh, we hear one word, that is the Caucasus region or the Caucasus Mountains. This is the term that we hear. Now what do we want to know, that what are Caucasus Mountains? Where are the Caucasus Mountain? What is the location of the Caucasus Mountain? So technically if we talk about, then Caucasus Mountains or Caucasus region is a region which lies between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. So majorly you can say that it is a region between Europe and Asia. So if we talk about the Nagorno-Karabakh region, or we first of all let us know about the Caucasus Mountain. So between the region between Black Sea and the Caspian Sea is what is known as the Caucasus region. So this is the Caucasus region, and there are three countries which are part of the Caucasus region, and that is first of all is Armenia, second is Georgia, and third is Azerbaijan. So whenever we talk about Caucasus region, you need to know that these three countries are part of the Caucasus region. And whenever we talk about Caucasus Mountains, then Caucasus Mountains flows or is on this three countries and majorly on the region of Azerbaijan. Now you need to know that this is a region which is earlier used to connect three countries, and that is on the north it has Russia, on the south it has Iran, earlier known as Persian, and then on the west it has Turkey, earlier known as Ottoman Empire. So in earlier times this was considered to be a very strategic location. So this was about the location of the Caucasus region. I will be telling you about the location of the Nagorno-Karabakh in the coming slide. So first of all, let us be very clear about this location. Okay, now let us focus on the topic, that is the Nagorno-Karabakh region. So now we have understood that the Caucasus region is between Caspian Sea and Black Sea. That is the region coming between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, and three countries, that is Azerbaijan, Armenia and Georgia, are part of the Caucasus region. So Caucasus Mountains also forms a boundary of the Caucasus region, and then the countries that we will be focusing on is first is Azerbaijan, second is Armenia. So if we will see that Azerbaijan is comparatively very large in size as compared to Armenia. So there is a region, geographically it lies inside or within Azerbaijan, but culturally and socially or politically they are very, very close to Armenia. So the region, this region in the red color which you are able to see is the region which is known as the Nagorno-Karabakh region, and this region which is in the red color, I think this much is very much visible to you people. So this is the region which is in news, and this is the region which is making the headlines, and this is the region which is named as the Nagorno-Karabakh region. One thing that you have to remember is that geographically this region is situated within the territory of Azerbaijan. So see, this is the territory of Azerbaijan. So geographically it is situated within Azerbaijan, but culturally and socially the people living in the living in the Nagorno-Karabakh region finds themselves to be very close to the Armenia. Being within the territory of the Azerbaijan, they are autonomous. They are independent region. So the Nagorno-Karabakh region is very complicated because they are situated within Azerbaijan, but they are culturally very close to Armenia. Even being within Azerbaijan, they consider themselves to be autonomous and an independent region. So this is the problem with the Nagorno-Karabakh region. I hope map, location and geographically this becomes very clear. Now let's move forward, and first of all let's see what is happening, then we will be going into that why the conflict is there and what is there within the conflict. So what is happening is the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan. So the conflict is between two countries, first is Armenia and second is Azerbaijan, over the Nagorno-Karabakh, which is popularly known as frozen conflict of the world. Now why is it called a frozen conflict of the world? So frozen conflict is considered to be a conflict in which the war game was not going on, but the peace talks has still not established. So now very recently there is conflict in the Nagorno-Karabakh region, but the peace talks since a very long period of time has not been done in the Nagorno-Karabakh region. And on September 19th, Azerbaijan has launched an offensive, and within 24 hours, the Azerbaijan has declared victory over the separatist province of the Nagorno-Karabakh. So now, as of now, Azerbaijan says that they have victory over the Nagorno-Karabakh region, and the ethnic Armenian enclave would dissolve on January 1, 2024. So Nagorno-Karabakh region is known as ethnic Armenian enclave because culturally, socially, they consider themselves, people living in the Nagorno-Karabakh region consider themselves to be very close to Armenia. So it is considered to be an ethnic Armenian enclave, and Azerbaijan has said that the ethnic Armenian enclave of Nagorno-Karabakh will dissolve on January 1, 2024. So the current situation as of now is that Azerbaijan has claimed victory over the Nagorno-Karabakh region, and they are saying it will dissolve on January 1, 2024. Now let's begin with, first of all, let's know about the Nagorno-Karabakh region. As about the geography I have told you. So Nagorno-Karabakh is a mountainous region, the Caucasus Mountains, and they are officially recognized as part of Azerbaijan. As I have told you that when we talk about its location geographically, it is situated within the territory of Azerbaijan. Then when it has a population of around 1.2 lakh and is predominantly ethnic Armenian. So see, this is Azerbaijan, this is Armenia, and this red color region is Nagorno-Karabakh. Geographically it is within the Azerbaijan territory, but the 1.2 lakh population which is living inside the Nagorno-Karabakh territory, they are considered to be Armenian people, and that is the reason that they are so culturally inclined towards the Armenia. So ethnic Armenian enclave in Azerbaijan. And when we talk about the population and the religion which is followed, then Armenia is a Christian dominated country while Azerbaijan is a Muslim dominated country. And if we talk about the connection between Armenia and Nagorno-Karabakh, then Armenia and Nagorno-Karabakh is connected to each other through a 5-kilometer long Lachin corridor. So knowing about the name of this corridor is also very important, because this is the part through which Armenia is connected to Nagorno-Karabakh. So it is a 5-kilometer long, and the name of the corridor is LACHIN, that is Lachin corridor. Now about the background, that why there is conflict regarding the Nagorno-Karabakh region. So the conflict can be traced back to the pre-Soviet era, that is before the disintegration of the Soviet Union, that is USSR, in the year 1991, when the region was at the meeting point of, as I told you in the starting, between Ottoman Empire, that is Turkey, Russia and the Persian empires. So on the north it had Russia, on the south it had Persia, that is Iran, and on the west it had Turkey, that is Ottoman Empire. So it was a strategically important region, and all the three forces wanted their say on the Caucasus region, or on the Caucasus region or the Nagorno-Karabakh region. So the Azerbaijan and Armenia became Soviet Republic in the year 1921, and Russia gave Nagorno-Karabakh to Azerbaijan. But Russia also offered autonomy to the contested region. So in the year 1921, after it, what the USSR did was it gave Nagorno-Karabakh region to Azerbaijan, and that is why Nagorno-Karabakh region is situated within the territory of Azerbaijan. But USSR also offered autonomy to the region. So Nagorno-Karabakh region became autonomous. And Soviet Union was dissolved in the year 1991, and Armenia and Azerbaijan achieved statehood. So when USSR got disintegrated in the year 1991, so many countries, they became independent. So at the same time, Armenia and Azerbaijan also achieved statehood and independence. And at that point of time, because of the population of Armenian people living in the Nagorno-Karabakh region, but the Nagorno-Karabakh region is lying inside the territory of the Azerbaijan. So both the countries started having clashes with each other. Armenia said that because their people are living in the Nagorno-Karabakh region, so Nagorno-Karabakh region belongs to them, while Azerbaijan said that territorially it is within Azerbaijan, so it belongs to Azerbaijan. And this is one of the points that why both the countries are fighting over the region of Nagorno-Karabakh. So Nagorno-Karabakh officially declared its independence after the disintegration of the USSR. Then in the year 1993, Armenia had captured Nagorno-Karabakh. So 1993, Armenia captured Nagorno-Karabakh, and in the year 1994, Russia brokered a ceasefire known as the Bishkek Protocol. So in the year 1994, it was Russia because of whom the ceasefire was established between Armenia and Azerbaijan through a protocol, and the name of the protocol is Bishkek Protocol. So as of now, what has happened is, as of now, the Azerbaijan has said that they have claimed victory over the Nagorno-Karabakh region and they will be dissolving it. Now let's talk about the recent situation, what has happened in the last 3 to 5 years. So if we talk about the year 2020, September, Azerbaijan and Armenia went to war with each other again, and Azerbaijan managed to wrest control of the territory around Nagorno-Karabakh. So at this point of time, Azerbaijan was able to get control of the region of Nagorno-Karabakh, and it was said that there are many reasons with regard to this, and Russia, which was in favor of the ceasefire between both the countries, has since been involved in the Russia-Ukraine war. So even Russia could not pay much attention on this issue. So this issue is getting escalated from both the sides. So Azerbaijan wanted more concessions and no peace deal was inked this time, because first of all, Russia was not involved in the peacekeeping or the ceasefire, and then because Azerbaijan was having the control of the region, it also did not wanted the peace deal to be done. And then in December 2022, the Lachin corridor was blockaded by the Azerbaijan, and the Lachin corridor was the only connecting link between Armenia and the Nagorno-Karabakh region, and this is the region through which the day-to-day supplies are also supplied to the region of the Nagorno-Karabakh. And there was very high criticism of Azerbaijan for blocking the Lachin corridor, because this is how the normal civilian population of a region was getting affected and was starving. There was no food supply, there was no daily essential items which could be passed on to the Nagorno-Karabakh region, causing severe shortage of essential goods including food, fuel, fodder, water in the Nagorno-Karabakh region. And because of this step of blocking the Lachin corridor, Azerbaijan received very high criticism on the global level. Now let's talk about the India's position. So I hope you are able to understand, first of all, about the geographical location, then why this is a conflicted region, about the Nagorno-Karabakh, the role of Armenia and Azerbaijan, and about its background. Most important is the geography of the region. So about India's position, so India has always steered clearing of taking sides. So India does not take side of any one country. What India prefers is that the problem should be solved through peace, through dialogue, and through mutual agreement with each other. And in the end, what should prevail? That is peace. Peace should be maintained and civilian population of both the countries should not be harmed. So India has not taken side of any of the country, and India has shown support to the OSCE Minsk Group's resolution, and OSCE is the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. So India has shown support towards it for a peaceful resolution between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and they also talk about establishing a long-term peace and security in the region through dialogue and diplomacy. And there is one more point that India is also very interested that why there's peace should be established in this region, and that is because of India's interest in the international north-south transport corridor, which would be, if it is established, it will save a lot of time going from India to the European region and to the north of the European countries, because as of now we follow a very lengthy route to reach the European countries. But if the international north-south corridor would be established, then it will become very, very easy, and this will save a lot of time. This will save a lot of oil and fuel cost also, and oil and fuel cost, time, and most importantly, with the perishable items will also be able to reach the other continent on a easier way. So if we talk about the international north-south corridor, then this is how the international north-south corridor looks like, and it will connect India. It will go from India, pass through Iran, then through Azerbaijan, and it will reach Russia. So this will be the direct link of European countries and also Russia with India. And the countries involved are India, Iran, Azerbaijan, Russia. And this will connect the whole of Europe with India, and the time that is taken as of now to reach the north of the European continent takes a lot of time. So this time will also be reduced to almost half of it. So this was about everything about the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, and I am sure that if any question is going to be asked in the exam, you would be able to solve. That is like for sure from my end. And especially if you want to know, then go and again see the geography of the Nagorno-Karabakh region and the Caucasus region. So prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. Which among the following countries are part of the international north-south transport corridor? So I've given you 6 countries, that is India, Iran, Azerbaijan, Russia, Armenia, Georgia. So these are the 6 countries, and you have to talk about how many countries are involved in it, and the codes are 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 3, 5 and 6, 2, 4, 5 and 6, or all of the above. You should be able to solve this one. India, Iran, Azerbaijan, Russia, Armenia, Georgia. So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.